behind you, Poe.
Hey, and welcome to another Battlefront update. This past week, Star Wars Battlefront 2 has seen a wave of non-stop bad press for the very first time. And it's all regarding the controversial loot boxes in the game, which now have people labeling the game as a pay-to-win scheme. Now, not even Battlefront 1 received this much bad press a week before its beta run had ended. All the bad press for that game came only after the full game had released. EA of course hated that, and it was tarnishing the Battlefront IP, so they set out to course correct everything they could with Battlefront 2. With the addition of also announcing the removal of that dreaded $60 season pass and giving players free DLC. By doing that, EA expected nothing but only good press for the game from this point on. Well, that was until the beta hit. With the release of the beta, people found bugs, uneven gameplay mechanics, a hollow arcade mode, and the loot crate system. In addition, people in the beta files were soon quick to discover crystals, Battlefront 2's very own premium currency that is bought for with real money. You know, the same crystal currency you would find in a free-to-play mobile game. Not a full-price AAA $60 game, no, not of course. This also led people to learn that the progression system through the loot crates was skewed towards pay-to-win. It didn't take long for people to even find EA selling crystal currency cards for the unreleased game online on vendors like Amazon. As you'd imagine, this ended up scaring many people, and plenty of negative opinions and articles popped up overnight regarding Battlefront 2's loot crate system. EA and DICE were quiet and did not comment on the issue. That is, until now. In their latest statement made by DICE thanking players for playing the beta, they also made sure to make mention of the whole loot crate fiasco. So in their statement, they wanted to clarify that the loot crate system is not complete and will be tuned over time. They state that there are many things you can earn in the game, including weapons, attachments, and so on. They're also working towards having the most powerful items in the game only earnable via in-game achievements, which is done by completing challenges and other gameplay milestones, or by purchasing them with in-game credits or crystals. Finally, DICE made it clear that players have to earn the right to be able to upgrade their star cards and unlock most weapons. You can only upgrade or unlock them if you reach the high enough rank, which is determined by, well, playing the game. At the end of the statement, DICE wanted to make it clear that they're working to make sure that the system is balanced for both players who want to earn everything, as well for players who are short on time and would like to move faster in their progress towards various rewards. In addition to this, DICE also pointed out that they will be changing Strike Mode to a best of 3, nerfing the Specialist's infiltration ability, which is currently a little bit too overpowered, and of course buffing the First Order Flame Trooper, whom lacks, well, firepower. Now, I also had it pointed out to me on my Discord channel that since DICE released this statement, the EA Crystal Currency card listing was taken down on Amazon. Whether this will stay like this is a totally different story, but it looks like EA and DICE are taking player feedback into account, and admittedly, because that feedback came through fan outcry for such change. Heck, I of course hope the same can be done for arcade mode, given that my video kinda sparked a little outrage there as well. Personally, I wasn't a huge fan of the loot crate system or anything like that. However, I'll pick having that over an extremely expensive DLC season pack any day of the week. And sure, while there will be players already spending real money to get the best guns, attachments, or whatever in this game already on launch, at the end of the day, unless they're good, none of that will mean anything on the actual Battlefront. You can't buy skill, folks. Oh, and I've also heard this idea being tossed around that DICE should make loot crates offer only cosmetic items like Overwatch does. And at first glance, that's a great idea. However, it sadly only works for games like Overwatch. For Star Wars, that will never happen. Lucasfilm is so nitpicky on what DICE can add to the game and what cosmetics a character can wear or have, it just wouldn't work. Like, Lucasfilm is not gonna let people have Luke wear some pink sunglasses of sparkles on the battlefield, or let Vader wear a Mickey Mouse cap. Okay, those examples are perhaps a little too extreme, but this game is supposed to be canon. And thus, Lucasfilm aren't interested in people deciding character cosmetic canon for them, or even forcing such things into canon. that would have worked back in 2005, not now in 2017, where Disney especially is very protective of the Star Wars IP, far more than George Lucas ever was in his later years. And the little amount of cosmetics that Lucasfilm would allow, people would earn them all only after a few loot crates, and DICE wouldn't really be making any money at that point. Unfortunately, Star Wars is just too restricted when it comes to things like that. Now, to end off on a good note, DICE have released this kicker of a picture depicting the interior of Kamino between Phase 1 clones and the droids in the match of Blast Mode, which, considering Blast Mode maps are pretty small, which actually leads me to believe that the Kamino Blast Mode map will only, or at least majority of it, will be interior based. As always, now that I've said my piece, I want to hear your take on all of this. Do you think it's a good thing that DICE faced all this bad press regarding the loot crates this early on, which in turn forces them to make changes before the game's launch? Or were you already happy with the system in place before and would rather DICE focus on improving other parts in the game rather than messing around with its loot crate system this late into its development cycle? Tell me that and everything else in the comments down below. But that'll do it for today. If you enjoyed this video, please like it, share, and subscribe to the channel to not only support it, but keep up with Star Wars news, gaming, and canon lore released every week. And consider following me on Twitter and Facebook to never miss out on the latest Star Wars related content. Thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.